Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Tribe Under 10, where we like to bring experts to explore one of the following content areas. We look at health, wealth, work, lifestyle, and relationships. And today we're anchoring it on work, but more excitingly, on the future of work.
And today we are delighted to welcome Dr. Jane Thomason to the show. Now, she's all about emerging technologies and what they mean for society, for industry, and also for governments. Now, when we talk about emerging technologies, we're talking about what is at the very forefront. So think about the metaverse. Think about blockchain, think about Web3. And for some, these phrases will be everyday vernacular, and for others, it will be very complex jargon. We're going to get into this, why it matters, and it really does, by the way, and also why Jane. So allow me, first of all, to introduce our guest, Jane. Dr. Jane Thomason is a widely acclaimed expert in emerging technology. Following 3 decades in the healthcare industry, she had a rule-ripping moment and catapulted her career into the fast-paced world of technology. She's an esteemed author and scholar. She sits on many editorial boards, examining and exploring these innovations. And it's no surprise that she's a much sought after consultant for governments and industries, guiding them through the profound impact of emerging technology. A very, very warm welcome to Dr. Jane Thomason. Hi, Jane. How are you?
I'm great. Wonderful to be here. Thanks for having me on the show.
Jane, just to help us with a little bit of level setting, if you don't mind, we'd love to ask you to do a quick fire definition of the three things Julia just mentioned: metaverse, blockchain, Web3.
Happy to do that. I think the first thing is metaverse comes from the combination of meta and verse, which means beyond the universe. So, metaverse connotes another world that we will go to. We will not inhabit, but we will go to it and we'll do a number of things in the metaverse. Blockchain and Web3 are going to be the infrastructure that underpins the new internet, the new way that we're going to communicate with each other and exchange value in a decentralized way. And the big change that Web3 and blockchain are going to bring is that as human beings, we can interact directly with each other and exchange value without middlemen, without banks, without Western Union, without the platforms that come between us and the people that we're trying to connect to.
And this is all really transformational technology. And we're anchoring the conversation today about the future of work. And Jane, I can't help but think, there are so many signals in what we're doing today that will define what the future is going to look like tomorrow. Can you just give us an insight in what do you think is going to be dramatically different?
I think the first thing that's going to be dramatically different is the amount of leisure time people will have and the amount of choice that people will have. Because in the past, we'd never been able to choose how and where we're educated, how and where we're entertained, how and who we interact with. And what technology gives us is the capacity to be able to do that. Work is going to change from a future of jobs to a skills based economy where we will sell our skills to people who want to buy our skills. And in the time that they're not buying our skills, we're going to have more and more leisure time. So, what we do with our leisure time is going to be the biggest choice that we have in the future.
Throwing it around the other way, what do you foresee as largely not changing?
Well, what won't change is that we're people, we're human beings, that we need to eat, we need to interact with each other, we need to care for each other, and that's going to continue. Technology will be this incredible adjunct to our lives that helps us, that gives us excitement, that gives us opportunity, that gives us access to things that we haven't had before, but we're still going to be people. That won't change.
You're making my organizational psychology heart sing, because as exciting as all of the technology is, knowing that we get to be as human as we need to be is everything. Choices, values, our skills. Eh, Excellent. It's so exciting.
And when we think about sort of technology, what you're saying there's kind of more around uh, leisure time, but it's also about boundaries, and actually in so many ways protecting boundaries in order to sort of protect our interests as well. And I suppose my question next would be, what should we all do to get ready?
I think the big thing that we have to do to get ready, and particularly people of older generations, is to put aside the frameworks that we grew up with, to unlearn, because we've grown up with a whole lot of, firstly, centralized philosophies and received wisdoms that you need to study hard, do well at school, go to university, and then you're going to get a good job. All of those things are the rule books out the door for that. And I think we need to listen to our children and our grandchildren and understand the world as they see it, because that is the world we're moving into.
You mentioned those of us who are a little bit older, women over 50. But how do you strike the balance of technology being so complex, ever changing, while staying abreast and making sure that it helps us simplify our lives and give us that leisure time you're talking about?
I think the thing is, don't worry about being confused about understanding it. None of us understand the internet, but we all use it. We know how it's going to help us. And I think that this is the future of technology. What do we want to do? And how can technology help us do it faster or better? And I think it's as simple as that. And don't worry about AI, IoT, bots, whatever. Just go, I really want to have the experience of going to Mesopotamia, back at the birth of Christ. And I can do it because I can put on my headset, Julia, thank you, and I can go and have that experience. And that's what I want to do.
I think one of the things that I'm particularly curious about, and you talked about IoT, and IoT, for the benefit of the audience, is called the Internet of Things, which is all about cross connectivity between smart technology, smartphones, smart enterprise wide technology, and how that all comes together. Which leads us to business, really. And I'd love to get your thoughts about, again, in our business lives, what's going to really power us forward.
I think understanding what's going on in the technological world is so important, because the first thing that's important is everyone is moving to platforms, and your customer reach is the most important thing. It actually doesn't matter vertically what your business is. It's who your customers are and what other services that you can provide to them. And so we're seeing a changing world, from a world of, you know, banks and healthcare and other industries, to one where if you've got customers, you can offer them any service. And I think that's the big thing. I think the second thing is, um, the power of the internet, the power of influencers as people who influence your customers to take up your goods or services is completely different. So the way we advertise, the way we market is completely changing.
Dr. Jane Thomason, emerging technology expert. What rules have you ripped up since the age of 50?
The two big rules that I've ripped up, firstly, is that your future doesn't have to be defined by your past. I was decades in healthcare. I want to move into technology and be part of this incredible new transformation. And I simply walked away and I did it. And the second one was, I don't want to be rooted in place anymore. I want to be a global nomad. And I did that. I have no address. I pay no rent. It's a problem when the bank's asking you for your 3 pieces of ID because I don't have a utilities bill. But I'm free to go where I want and where I need. And it's amazing.
What rule do you plan on ripping up next?
Well, the rule that I plan on ripping up next is how someone who's over 50 can still dance on tables without breaking them.
I think that's an excellent rule with which you should break. I like that. I support that wholeheartedly.
Break the rules, break the tables.
Break the rules, break the tables. Oh, God, that's a t-shirt right there. I'm
Yeah.
wearing it. Dr. Jane Thomason, our emerging technology expert. Why does this age matter?
This age matters because, first of all, we know a lot and we don't care. I think probably not caring is one of the most important things, that we can say anything, we can do anything. We have a wisdom that's born from decades of life experience, and we're able to share that with people. And I think that that's just incredibly powerful, especially in this age of technology. There are things machines can't do, and we have all of the qualities that are needed to complement the machines.
Dr. Jane Thomason, our emerging technology expert, thank you so much for being with us today.
It's been such a pleasure. Thanks for having me on the show.
And to our tribe, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And until next time, goodbye.